A little motivation for you. A little motivation for you. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Tips Tuesdays live rehashed. Another Tuesday, so another episode of inspiration, motivation, and encouragement. And tonight we have special guest, Mr. Shane Lawson. Everybody, welcome to the show. Welcome.
It was good.
All right. Let me see. Turn my volume down a little bit there. Okay. All right. So yes, like I said, we have Mr. Shane Lawson, um, classmate, friend, all that good stuff. Up in Cali doing big things.
Trying to get it
So I'm gonna give you a little chance here in a minute to introduce yourself. For anybody tuning in for the first time, this is Tips Tuesdays live rehashed, basically a spin-off of my podcast where I take topics from my podcast, bring it on to this show, and bring my special guests in to give different perspective on the different inspirational topics. So, like I said, we got Mr. Shane Lawson. I'm gonna let you introduce yourself.
I'm Shane Lawson. I'm from Hot Springs, Arkansas. I've been in LA for like 12 years, and I'm trying to build this footwear company and get this money. That's pretty much it. But the grind in between that is the real deal. So, but that's pretty much it.
Yeah, because you've been grinding for a long time. Grinding for a long time. We're gonna talk about that in the show. Yeah, we're gonna talk about that. Right. Yes. All right, so we're gonna get some things out of the way. I call them my announcements. All right, announcement time. First of all, if you're not following the podcast, go and follow the podcast. Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. The podcast is on all streaming platforms. So go and follow, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. There you go. And then also, if you are following on Spotify, or if you're not following on Spotify, you'll see the QR code right there. If you're watching on TV, you can hit that QR code and follow the podcast. Also, I got some music out there. My latest project, Inspiration Loading. Y'all check it out. All right, and it always catch me on that. Y'all check that out. Inspiration Loading on all streaming platforms. If you haven't already checked it out, amongst other music that's on there, that's just the latest album and everything like that. And here in a few, we are going to be talking about some of the stuff that Shane has going on also. So, we are going to start the night off with a quote. I always do a quote to get us kind of warmed up for the night. That quote tonight is, if you don't separate yourself from distractions, your distractions will separate you from your goals. Steve Harvey, and I noticed I got a typo up there, but anywho,
What was
if you don't separate yourself from
ain't
your
no
distractions will separate you from your goals. And I usually choose a quote that resonates. For anybody that's been watching, you know that I used this quote in the last season, but I wanted to bring it back because it is so true that if you allow distractions to get in your way, those distractions will separate you from your goals, whether it be excuses that you may have, opinions of others, or just simply just being distracted and allowing it to um, fester and prolong and keep you from the goals that you have. I'm sure, Shane, you can say that if you were to allow the distractions to get in your way, that you wouldn't be where you are right now.
Oh, that's for
Would
sure.
you agree?
I mean, I even have moments where it happens, but I think, like you say, you can't let it fester. It's like, I mean, everybody has them. You have the moments, like the days where you just don't feel it, but you just gotta be better the next day, you know. But it definitely happens. It's a part of the journey.
Definitely, definitely. I like how you said you gotta be better than yesterday. That reminds me because I missed one announcement. I have for my Tips Tuesdays followers. I'm selling journals. I'm selling bookmarks, all these good stuff with good quotes and stuff. And I am selling calendars. So if you would like to get an order in, inbox me. Let me know that you want to get an order in. Selling the calendars for $15 and journals for $15.
Oh,
Bookmarks for those readers out there, or you might want to get somebody else, a bookmark. $2 for a bookmark, or you can get all three, $25. The holiday season coming up, make perfect gifts.
that,
And it's not just your average journal. I mean, you got, not only can you write in this journal, there are quotes throughout the journal that help you get through your week, your month, whatever time frame that you get to that page, and you might need that quote that is in your journal. So, and there's quotes all throughout the calendar too, quotes on the bookmark, because we are giving inspiration, motivation, and encouragement in every single way possible because we all need it, and that's what that is. So y'all get with me, inbox me if you want to get a bookmark, calendar, or journal. Okay. All right. So now that we got all of that out the way, now I want to get to Shane. You tell them what you up to.
man, what I've been up to lately, I just say career wise, like on my stuff, is just building out samples of these new Linwoods, the new shoes I got, and then trying to get a little production run going. So currently, I hand make everything myself. And with that being said, this is what you see behind you. This is how it goes down. So yeah, I cut sew, put the sole on the whole thing from start to finish, and then my site is up, and then so you can go in there, you can place an order, and then I'll make the shoe in 30 to 45 days, and voila. So that's pretty much the general. And I'm working on some t-shirts too, trying to do some like some logo tees, redoing another logo, all that good stuff. Then I got my sneakerheads only, my other projects that I'm working on. So I'm trying to get that back off the ground, and that's really it. Just trying to get this next production run done. Because speaking of shoes, this is the main
Oh,
me here.
wow.
So all leather, bubbly lamb, leather lining,
Yeah.
nice rubber cup sole, hand stitched sole. That's hand stitched. So I'm trying to do this shoe, and then the next one I do like a white, and then I'm gonna do like a production run of those, which is like really just a full size run, like from like sizes 6 to 12, and then get to some pop ups. But these also you can order these, and I'll cut and sew them and make them. But I have different color options that I'm gonna show on the site, but that I haven't made. And then my other ones are here, my suede ones. So, but I've been wearing these a little bit, so they finna, but they gonna hold up, So these on the site too, so you can get these made to order. And yeah, and that's pretty much that's what it is.
That's what's up. Look, I need to get my money up and rank so I can go on and get me
PayPal got
some.
the installments.
Oh,
PayPal
I'm
got
glad I said that out loud then.
the installment.
Got the installments. Oh, see. Yeah, my pocket's like that.
That part.
Right?
Wow, man,
So
just
y'all heard them. Hit them up. Hit them up.
or you can
Get
just do it
you
old school
some
with inbox me,
handmade shoes.
and we
You
can
said
just
what?
do old school payment plan if you need to. Yeah, so if you want to pay
That's
$50
what's
every
up.
paycheck, we can work it out.
That's what's up.
You want
Look,
to
cause I
pay
sure got a birthday coming up, so I might need to put my order in.
on with it. I got you. And you can stand in these shoes for about 12 hours. Because I've done it.
Really?
Yeah. They're gonna
Yeah,
feel
cause I
better
need
than
some
your
comfortable
Adidas on your
shoes
feet.
these days.
No, I'm serious. These gonna feel better than your Adidas.
Yeah, I need
Like
some
I'm
comfortable
sure
shoes
that
these
the
days.
insert is good. Like you can actually wear these like all day. I've done it. I've done it. Yeah,
Well, you definitely got me sold.
yeah I've
Cause
done it.
these days, the way that my feet is set up,
Mm-hmm.
I need some comfortable
What
shoes.
shoes you be wearing? What
I'm
shoes?
not in denial that we are getting older.
Who? And not me. I'm a spring chicken. I'm a spring chicken.
Yeah. Class of '06.
Yeah, chicken.
Starting to feel it.
Yeah, I'm a spring chicken.
You know you getting old. You done started saying that.
Yeah, I know, right? I know. I'm trying to stay young, man. I'll be on the go.
Ooh.
Yeah, man.
Hey, it just is what it is.
Yeah.
As long as we just look good doing it, that's all that matters.
Everybody think I'm like 25 anyway. So I'm like, yeah.
Man, I'm telling you, I work with a lot of people younger than me, and for a long time they have to remember that I'm older than them.
Yeah. I just be like, yup, and I just keep it pushing.
Right.
Hey, look,
Hey, go along with it. As long as I look it.
that part.
That's what's up.
It's all
But
in
y'all check out that website at the
yeah,
bottom of your screen. Get you an order in of them. What you call them? Shane Lawsons,
the
or they
Linwood.
are they different names on the shoes?
It's the Linwood. It's the same
Linwood. Linwood. Okay. Yeah, yeah. Linwood. Linwood. That's what's
just a
up.
version.
And say if you know, you know.
You
Linwood.
know. I feel like I'm cross-eyed on this thing. I keep looking like
I don't know. Let me see the comments. Y'all let them know if you looking cross-eyed.
I know somebody asked me.
I remember we being interactive in these comments.
Oh, up
So
here.
let us know you in here. Shout out to everybody that is on here viewing. We are live on Facebook and YouTube. So
YouTube
yes.
too.
Huh?
We're on YouTube as well.
Yes, we are on YouTube as well.
I got to get YouTube, man. I be stalling.
Oh man.
It's so much
All
to be
right.
trying.
So we're gonna get into the good old inspiration of the show and everything like that. So the way that we do this is we have a small jar full of topics, and we have a big jar that has a couple of topics. Because last week was the
Mm-hmm.
first episode of the show, so we got a little bit of topics in there that we're gonna get into tonight. So I will in the small jar pick a couple of topics out of here. I'll start off, and then you'll piggyback off of what I say. And then with the big jar, that's gonna be all you, because it's topics that I've already talked about with the previous guest, which is just one now. And so you'll
1,000.
give your perspective on that, but possibly a different perspective than what he gave.
Okay.
So that's how we do this. We're gonna get right on into it. Remember, if you are tuning in, to comment in the comment section, because I will be looking to see who's commenting for future drawings for our guests. All right, so we're gonna get into it. All right. Somebody's watching you. Somebody's watching you is the first
So
topic.
watching
So
me.
somebody's watching you.
Like who
It's
watching
put
us?
is pretty self. What am I trying to say? It's
Please.
explanatory. Yes. Um, somebody's watching you. No matter what you're doing in life, remember that somebody's watching you. Whether it's good, whether it's bad, somebody's watching you. What kind of example are you being? Um, if somebody was to write a book about you, what would they write about you? What would be their perspective of you? How would they have seen you? What light would they have seen you in? It's important that um especially with younger people looking up to us, that we remember that in our every step, in our every move, that somebody's watching me, so I can't just
Yeah,
do any and everything.
and we got
Or if
kids.
you do any and everything, remember that they're gonna be like, well, I seen such and such did it.
Yeah,
So I mean they did it, it's all right, and it's like, no, it's not all right. I was worried about you with your battery. Why mine ain't short? Mine ain't really good.
my good. Now I done plugged in that cord, that extension cord.
Somebody's watching this right now.
Right, right. But nah, somebody
You
is always
know.
watching. But that's what I always believe. Like with social media, that's another thing when I'm like when you posting and promoting and stuff. Even though you think you're not being seen, people are
Mm,
watching. They're obviously watching because they're on your socials, but is there somebody else is there that's like in the background that you just never know what level they are. They could be an investor, they could be a producer, they could be this, but some people will sit and wait just to see if you're gonna keep putting that work in before they reach around, and
mm,
talk to you. So that's one thing I keep in mind, and I always kind of that's one thing that's always in the back of my mind when I'm doing stuff is I'm know somebody's there watching, and sometimes you just need that just kind of keep you on track mentally too, and not just be it's like all over the place. Just like with the kids, kids watch you, and you gotta be like on your A game, you know.
mm-hmm. Cause you just never know. They see everything.
Yeah, because I say something, then my son like you said this word. And I'm like, oh, you right. He did that today.
Especially babies. Especially babies.
So
Like I was like, you teaching my son to do this? Oh, you know.
he paying attention. So
So beware, be careful. Know that somebody is watching you. Like you said with the, social media, you never know who's watching you. You never know who's um watching what you're doing, what you do affects
mhm.
their next moves.
It could, yeah,
So you would say
it could, yeah. People
yes.
watch it, they get inspired. They like,
And social media is like very powerful these days because I mean it's the voice for people, and it's the thing that uh is the example that's set. It's the trending thing to do. It's what people see. So be very cautious of what you post. Be mindful of what you post. Don't just post just because it's the thing to do. you know
be
so
strategic.
mm-hmm. So
And let's just
somebody
depend on
watching.
what you're trying to do too. Like if you like, I guess in a more professional setting, obviously like strategy. But some people, they're gonna just put whatever. But it's also
Yeah,
doing.
yeah,
Even then,
yeah.
that's annoying.
Good
Put
point.
too much stuff. I'm like, bro, put this down. But in general, yeah, I try to be cautious of what I post. Just in general, because you setting yourself up, for job, anything like your family looking at you, you don't want them looking at you crazy, your jobs, like any type of thing. And two, I've always taught myself like if you post something, be ready to respond to the comments.
Mm-hmm.
You
Mm-hmm.
know, so sometimes I wouldn't even post a shoe if I'm not ready to respond to answer. Like if I don't have the price set, this set, certain things set. Because then now people asking questions, then you're like, and they make you just look unprepared. So it's like it's better just to keep it off until you're ready and then do it.
Yeah, that's true. That is so true. Because sometimes I'll do this with myself. Like I'll literally post something for the simple fact that I know that once it's out there,
The what?
then now
Yeah.
I got to do it. You know what I mean?
And that's sometimes, and that's a good thing too. It's like it's kind of like you paying for a show and then you know you have to go because you didn't pay for it. You know,
Right.
you gotta
Right.
drag. You know, you might have to just drag yourself out the comfort zone, and that's okay. You know,
And I know for a fact I do that on certain things.
but I mean
I,
that's necessary because I've had to do that with social media and just post stuff. I'm like, man, I gotta get this picture out, or
mm-hmm.
because it's all in our brain and we make up all these lies to ourselves. And I mean, I know I do it, and then I won't post something like this shit was done like in February, but I stall myself out and do it 3 months later just because I make up the stuff in my head. But that's something I learned about myself though. So that's just
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But
And
that's
then
why
with
it's just
social media, the way that it's set up, it's a good reminder of what you said you was gonna do. Because like
right.
I'll look on my memories on Facebook and I'll be like, man,
Yeah.
I said I was gonna do this like 5 years ago.
But that's why
Why I
it's also
still ain't
good
did it?
to set those goals and be like, all right. And what that's one
Mm-hmm.
thing I got to get better at is just like posting like consistently, and I'm trying to recalibrate and restructure like the look of everything. Like I just had some professional photos done, so I'm trying to update the site, update everything,
Mm-hmm.
and like change the aesthetic and stuff like that. You know, but it's also strategy. So for me, instead of just posting something like on the go, it's like actually writing it out. What does it look like?
Yeah.
And then posting it. Like it's like anything else, having a real game plan for it, and that's what I'm working on and trying to like get better at having an actual strategy. Just like if somebody else was working for you, they would have a strategy. All right, we're gonna post this day, this day, this
Yeah.
day. This is what we're looking for. It's like a lot of those questions, you know. So just
Yeah.
trying to just grow every day. That's my biggest thing. That's what I'm just trying to do is grow. Just growth, get out, stay out the comfort zone. Because sometimes I get in my comfort zone and just trying to stay out of it, you know.
Yeah. I
And
feel you on that.
yeah,
Definitely feel you on that.
that's
So
a
you
human
do
thing. Yeah, but I think it's also accountability. You know, you got to be like, all right, I was supposed to do this. I need to do it.
mm-hmm.
You know, and like
Yeah.
look at the calendar. Like, all right, Friday, you said this would be done. Like for me, making the shoe is it's a process. Like cutting, sewing. It's
Mm-hmm.
like sewing at night with the little work light on. You know, my son might be asleep, so it's like it's just. But then it's like it's either I can make an excuse of not getting it done, or just digging deep and getting it done. Like last night, I did a little work, but
Yeah.
it has to be done. Like the core for me is making the shoes. That's got to be something every day. The core is making the shoes, and everything else is like, you know, the business plan, this strategy, doing this, posting, social, like all that's got to be outside of that. And sometimes I
Right.
forget, and I put this stuff before the shoes, and then it's like, then the shoes take 2 weeks, or like stuff like that. So me just trying to recalibrate
Mm.
and just, because the bread and butter is this here. So it's like at the
Yeah.
end of the day, you can write the business plan and do all that, but you got to have that core, the thing you got to work on every day. The product, it's like McDonald's. The burger is they got to work on that. That's the biggest thing. They can do the advertising and stuff, but if they promoting something that ain't finished or they ain't developed, once somebody show up, they're like, all right, I want that burger, and they like, oh yeah, we still back there working on it, you know. And that's kind of what I try to stick to is just the core, and everything else is around that. Because if you market in something and it's not done, you can be developing it and finishing it, but it's just it's strategy and just trying to stay on top of it. So, but that's like I said, that's for me too. Like it could be somebody else that's like, no, I work this way better or this. But that's one thing I also realized, like, um, it's facing the man in the mirror, facing the woman in the mirror is like asking yourself real hard questions of like why you are not at this level and why.
Mhm.
Because everybody don't ask themselves that.
You're right.
So, and I think
Mhm.
that's the number one thing because I've been asking myself that, like, what am I doing wrong? What I need to do? And that all
Mhm.
boils down from, like you say, the comfort zone, getting out the comfort zone, like getting it done.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Getting out of your comfort zone, and like I always say, sometimes you got to reevaluate some things and see, got to tweak some things. You might have to go back to the drawing board. Well, this ain't working right here. Let me throw that out right there. Let me figure out something else to do. It's all in that too. Yeah. So that's a good one. Look, I'm taking notes myself. So all
That's
right. So that's the first topic. We're gonna do one more after
I
small
might go on
jar.
a tangent. I might hear something. I'll be watching all these videos. You know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to stay on it, man. I'll be like on it.
Okay, so next topic is grow through it.
Grow through.
Grow through it.
That's a good one.
So, um, just a little bit of what I had came up with off of grow through it is, we go through a lot of things in life, and uh, you're gonna go through things. But what are you gonna learn from it? What lessons are you gonna pull from it? If you can't um, decipher the things that you need to get out of the situation,
Mhm.
uh, you're gonna keep going through it. First of all, because
Right.
life throws you these tests, and it's like you need to pass this test. You need to figure it out. You need to get something out of this. So, but
Mhm.
within the process of going through those things, you should be personally growing. You should, financially grow out of this. You might be in a financial bind. You might, go through something that, well, I didn't have the money for this time. So the lesson is maybe you need to save up so that whenever, if you ever get into this situation, that you know how to get out of the situation
Yeah,
financially.
that's it.
What are you getting from these situations, or are you just going through the situations and getting nothing from it?
That's right.
What you got?
Me, what I got for that?
What you got for that?
No, me, that's what I'm a firm believer of. You gotta like growing, finding growth, but another thing inside of that is awareness.
Mhm.
Some people are like not even aware of like what's going on. Like they could just be because it also depends on the person. Like if they just working and they cool with that, it's like I think the first thing for somebody to grow is them to find like, okay, I want to be better. I want to grow. And then
Right.
that from that acknowledgement is like, all right, what's the plan? Write it out. Okay, do I like the job? No. Do I XYZ? No. It's like what is the dilemma? How do I solve it? And what's the time frame to try to solve it? Like you say, if it's financial, like it's like, okay, what is hanging me up financially? Okay, it could be, a bad job, whatever. Like it could be credit cards, it could be I'm going out too much. So what fine like but that's all writing it out is how you figure that okay, cool, this or like budgeting, right? Looking at your bank statements. Okay, I spent too much money on
Mhm.
this, figuring it out. It's like, and I think that's the key to it all is just what they call it's what they call a pain point, finding your pain points and then figuring out how to get to the positive. Like, so, okay, this is hurting me. How do I solve it? Cool. I'm getting
Mhm.
drugs. Okay, I need rehab. I need XYZ. I need to not go to this club with this. I need to go here, and putting yourself around the right people. So I think it's yeah, to grow through things, yeah, you need to have a game plan. Because if you're just floating around, it's not gonna work. Even like
Right.
you look for a job, you write them down. All right, I applied here, boom. I applied here, boom. And what does it look like? It's like making a vision board, like you know. Because I
Yeah.
mean, we're in them jobs where we be like, ooh, so
Making a plan.
you
Making
definitely
a plan, and not just, like you said, just free ollie ollie here and there.
what you call it.
I mean, yeah, yeah. I mean, you do that kind of stuff when you like a teenager,
Yeah,
and
you just floating around.
in your 20s, you just doing any and everything. But at some point, you need to get where you're growing through the things and not just going through the things.
Like they
You get
say, if
something out of it.
you don't if you don't plan, then you plan to fail. Something like it's like that. Yeah, like having no
Yeah,
plan is you planning to fail, which is true. Because if you can't see the road, you don't know where to go.
I'm gonna say if you fail to plan, you plan to fail.
Yeah, yeah.
Something like
For me, I
that.
always write my stuff down. I always write my like notes down. Okay, cool. These are the things I want to work on, and then I try to give myself the timeline. Okay, like even with the shoe, I might be like, all right, I need to cut all of this tonight, or it's because sometimes even if I don't do that, then I'll stall myself out 3 days. It's like it sounds crazy, but it just helps with you holding yourself accountable.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. I
It's
always say write it down.
put it in
That
your face. Put it on like I put a lot of notes on the sewing machine. Like
yeah.
if I need to do boom, even if I got to test something or like, all right, I need to put this material on this, like, or like even if I'm like this is leather, then I'm backing it with this pigskin here. Like I'll write a note. Okay, test this because a lot of this too is also me testing something. Like this don't work. This don't work. Like I mean, it took like a
Mm-hmm.
year just to redevelop stuff, because I had to remake this from what China made. Like so that's how I did it. I just looked at it, redid it. Like and that takes a lot of work too. People don't realize like it take a year or
The
two,
work is
5
into
years
it.
to develop a product. Yeah, not even sell it,
Yeah.
just develop it and make it right. Like I went through so
Mm-hmm.
many iterations with this shoe and like it was a lot of work. It was like and yeah, it was a lot of growth literally. Like that's get to
Yeah, and
this.
I find that just writing things down. Like I try to the I don't know if it's the older that I get or just the type of person that I am because I get a lot of thoughts and a lot of times when one thought comes, here comes another one. So I'll have to either write it down or I hurry up and put it in my phone or like I'm a singer, so I'm writing songs. I'll hear something. I'll be at work and they'll be looking at me crazy. I'll be like, hold up, just a minute, let me put this in my phone real quick because I'm gonna forget.
Right.
In that moment, write it down. Write it down. It helps.
I set a ton of
Just whatever
reminders.
it took for it to stick.
Yeah,
You
I set
know.
a ton of reminders. Like I might be like, work on this, and I set it for 9 p.m. and then I set it for Friday 7 p.m. Like that's so every time I got an
Mhm.
idea, I write some of it. I write in my notes, but then some of them I write the reminder so that way that time clock I hit, it'll be like, all right,
Yeah.
yes, or write your thing tonight, write this tonight, make your post,
Mhm.
and you got to make it to the point to where it annoys you, to where you be like, man, I got to just chip. And sometimes if you just take 15 minutes and just focus, you can get it done. Like sometimes I just set a timer on something. So, I'm gonna do this for 20 minutes, and I set
Mhm.
20 minutes, put the phone on silent, and then sometimes you'll be surprised at how much you can actually get done because you just like block everything else and focus on it.
Mhm. And
Timer has
focus on
definitely
that
helped me.
one thing.
Yes, timer definitely helps when I'm needing to just focus, like just putting that because like I say,
Yeah.
then otherwise you can just be floating. You like it's like you got because if you got an hour to do something, you might be more like, all right, I can kind of stall, I can walk and get me some coffee. It's different when you got 20 minutes. You just like, all right, let's get it done. Let's
Right.
different. Like, and it works for me. Like I've done stuff like that. I mean, I do it all the time. Like even when I'm working on shoes late at night, and I'm like, I'm put the boy to bed, and I'm tired. I'm like, all right, let me just do 15 minutes. Let me just and go to bed.
Mhm.
But
Mhm.
that also depends on who you are and what you're trying to do.
Right. 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 Everybody is different. But I
Mhm.
might have to try that. What you said, just taking like little small time increments. I
Yeah,
might get a little more done.
you will because it's like you can just focus and just
Yeah.
like, even writing out your schedule at home, like what it looks like. Okay, cool. I get home at 5. What does that look like? It's just like a job. They got you like we need you. They doing the same thing.
Mhm.
Like I tell you, you
Mhm.
gotta treat like home just like a job. Like if I'm at home 5 to 6, all right, I'm doing this 7, whatever, whatever. But and try to keep it as consistent as it can, and then asking yourself what's hanging you up. Is it the dishes? Is it the laundry? Like, and it sounds dumb, but it's real questions. Like, are you like,
Right.
what can you put off tomorrow? What can you do later? Like, even for me, I ask myself that. Okay, can I do the laundry just at night and do one load a day every day, or what? Like, because those things eat up 30 minutes. 30 minutes could be on shoes. Like, that's that's awareness. You got to really be like, all right, what am I doing? What is hanging me up, and what's helping me
Yeah.
progress. So,
Yeah.
and that's got to be
Uh,
like a weekly check in. Like you got to stay on top of that type of stuff. You got to. I found this app too that you can like write down your work time, and it's like a free app. I send it to you. But like basically, like when you working on yourself, you can clock in, and then that way you can be like, oh, I did 8 hours of real time this week, and you kind of evaluate, and then maybe like, right, okay, I did this much stuff. So like output.
mhm.
Mhm.
That's good to know. Cause look, I'm forever every day trying to figure it out because I'm like I got so much stuff that I want to do, need to do, and got to do.
Do you write it down?
Yes,
Do you write it down?
yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Like
So
I
that's
probably look crazy because like I have like different notebooks everywhere, and then like I have my note app and my phone.
me too.
You
Yeah.
know, I be having notebooks everywhere.
I do the same. I try to take it from the notes in my app in the phone, and then I write it out. But I even keep it organized. Like so, I have all these loose leaf papers, and then I write the title
Mm-hmm.
like business plan. Then the other title might be Shane Lawson brand, and the other title might be pop ups. And I just write what those look like, and then how to get there.
Yep.
Like me, I know I want to get to a pop up. Okay, I'm gonna need to get my signage. One pop up probably gonna be like $100. Like budget it out. That way you
Yeah.
kind of know what you need to save up for or what goals you need to hit. Because it's like anything else. If you just don't know what numbers to get to and you don't know how to like, you're not gonna really try to figure out how to get there. You know, it's like
Mm-hmm.
it's those things they sound dumb, but man, they really be working. Like for me, like this
Mm-hmm.
weekend I rewrote out. Okay, a pop up is gonna cost me like 250 in signage. I need to get these signs. I need to get this sign. I need to get business cards. I need to double check everything. It's like that way I can be ready. That way I can make these shoes and then get to one. So it's like, but it helps me plan out better, you know, when that time comes because you got to be ready for it. So now I just like, all right, let me focus on finishing these products and,
There
so
you
I can
go.
go through it.
There you go. Find the process that works for you for sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
What's the name of that app he was talking about? And then somebody said the clocking app.
Let me see.
Shout out to my cousin. Everybody in the comments.
What's up, everybody in the comments?
we over here strategizing to get things done because that's what we do around here. We're trying to get things done, make things happen.
I can't
And
find it. Oh yeah, hours tracker, time calculator.
hours tracker.
Yeah,
Okay,
calculator.
hours tracker. I have to put it in the comments. But yes.
Send it to you because some of them are like free, and I just try to find stuff that obviously you start with free, but it's like yeah, just that way you can kind of just hold yourself accountable, or just to see like like because my thing I was like if I have somebody help you doing something for they working so many hours, it's like log it in, or even for myself if I'm doing some work, how long is it taking me? What's the real time that it's taking me? Because that's another
Okay.
way I have to cost my stuff. I have to figure out like even when I'm doing it, it's like okay, how much material it costs, how much I'm using, okay, how many hours
Yeah,
it takes to make this, okay, how
because
many.
that's part of production.
Yeah, and it's like real strategic. Like I mean, I have to really be over here doing math, like really calculating square footage, millimeters,
Hmm.
like all that stuff. Like people just see the shoe, but like I be like every day working, like calculating costs. Like I have cost sheets, business plan, like um all that stuff. Like yeah,
He said, "Is it for Android and Apple, or Android or Apple?"
maybe just go to the store. I mean, I know I got it on Apple, but it might be for Android. I'm sure it's gonna be for Android too.
Yeah, more than likely.
Yeah, or they might have. It's like a generic time tracker. Like I'm sure if you type in like time tracker, hours logging, like you'll find something.
Yeah, that's what's up. Well, y'all got that information out there. Y'all tell me how they work for y'all, okay? Because I'm gonna try it out too myself. Yeah, it's a hours tracker on the Android too, because I got Android. So
Yeah,
that's what's up. All right. We're gonna get to the big jar, y'all. That
the big.
means you're gonna take the topic and run with it and give somebody some inspiration, motivation, and encouragement. And then I got one topic for you. Oh, it's only one thing in the big jar.
Oh God,
And then I got another topic for you that my past guest, Mr. H. Tutter,
H to
gave
the
me that he wants to hear you talk about.
okay.
So first things first, the
Easy.
one in the big jar. What'd
Uh,
you say?
HDZ.
Oh, I thought you said because I said first things first.
Mm-hmm.
I'd be like, first things first, I'm the realest. Uh, if you had to say the same thing, I'd have been like, well, we both corny. No, okay. So in the big jar, we got appreciate the storms. Appreciate the storms.
That's
There you
big.
go. That
Yep.
is.
Definitely as a creative, you gotta, that's the key. Appreciate your storms. Like they say, you gotta enjoy the process because it's definitely rough. It's definitely rough. It's a grind. But I think that's the thing. It's like I even hear like the rich people, like the billionaires, and they talk about it. It's the same thing, but just on different levels. And I think the biggest thing of all that, the storms and all that, is like just knowing what's the end goal, like where you're trying to get to, and then that everything in between that is that's the real fun. Even though it's,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
but the key is to like how do you fight the next day. And like for me, when it's days where I'm out of it or I'm like, man, this ain't working, the number one thing I always do, and like I said, is writing the notes. All right, so that way for the next day, cool. Then and that's just what it is. You just gotta fight through the storm, and then some days you gotta just go in a room and watch TV and eat some popcorn and scratch your booty and lay there, and that's healthy too. I,
Goody.
yeah, just sit there and just relax. I've learned that that's healthy. Sometimes we push ourselves too much, but you gotta not literally distract. But I'm saying like you
Oh,
got
I
to.
was about to say, look, where was that at? Where we read that at?
No. But I'm saying like you just gotta relax too, just as much as you grind.
Yeah,
Cause like for me, I used to be like work, let's hustle, let's get all this done, and it's like no, you go work hard. It's balance. It's balance. You work hard,
definitely,
appreciate
definitely balance.
where you chilling, and like, cause sometimes I be feeling like a bum if I'm not doing something. I'm like, but it's like no, that's just what America make us think to keep us working. But it's like no, like it's a balance. Cause sometimes you get more inspired by sitting back, walking down the street, watching something, and
True.
just chilling.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just what it is, just keeping the balance. Because like I said, in the biggest, like you said, the storm gonna come, and some days gonna be better than others. And the key
Yeah.
is to know, like, hey, this storm's still gonna pass, and see it through, write it out, recalibrate, and get back to it the next day.
Mm-hmm.
Because I be going
Mm-hmm.
through it all the time. One day I'm like up, one day I'm down, one day I'm like this ain't working, one day this fun, like, but that's normal.
Man.
And I've learned to just embrace it, and I'm okay with admitting to it and being like, oh man, this is rough. And it is rough. Some days it's fun. But that's the biggest thing for me is just being more open about those things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the storms are there. Like, yeah.
And they're gonna come,
They come in
whether
every day.
you like it or not. They're gonna come. You know, you can choose to deal with it, appreciate it,
Mm-hmm.
or you can complain through the storm. But either way, it's gonna come.
Oh,
You
it's coming.
know, yeah, it's gonna come.
But it's better if you let it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like I mean, and this is just another perspective of it. You know, growing up. Well, I don't know. I've always heard people say that when they were little kids, they liked the rain and stuff like that. And I'm like, no, I didn't like the rain.
Yeah, I like it.
But now I like the rain.
'Cause it's relaxing when it rains.
It is, as long as I'm not at work.
That part. Yeah.
I like it when I'm at home. Make me a cup of
Relaxing.
coffee,
Chill.
enjoy it. I did that the other day.
Yeah.
I just sat outside, enjoyed my coffee, watched it rain. Eventually it stopped, so I was mad. But you grow up, you learn to appreciate the rain. And rain makes things grow. It's necessary. That's what HD said last week. It's necessary.
It
Mm.
is.
When he
It really,
said we using the wrong N word, we looking at it as a negative
right.
instead of looking at that it's necessary.
That's true. That's a good one. Good job, HD. That's a good one. Yeah.
Right, right. Look, I was like, oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
It's necessary. You got to have some water to grow.
Yeah.
We've
And
already
that's
been
the
talking
thing.
about growing
And
through
that's kind of
things.
what it is. Even with businesses and stuff, you're solving a problem. Like something was missing. Like we needed to fix something. Like something
Yes.
we had to put there like something was necessary for like things
Mm-hmm.
need to happen. Like sometimes like this country might not have nothing. Like, all right, let's solve this. Like, so some things are necessary. And yeah, the storm is necessary. The rain is necessary.
It's definitely necessary. You might not think so now, but trust and believe
Mm-hmm.
it's necessary.
Yeah.
So, all right. So appreciate the storms. Appreciate the storms. Let me see what they got in these comments. If y'all got anything in the comments,
Right.
y'all kind of quiet in them comments. Where y'all at? Where y'all at? All right. So I am going to go to the next topic, which is the one
Like I'm
that
sitting
HD has chosen for you. H to the,
H
H to
to the
the,
D.
my hubby, all of that and above.
Mm-hmm.
Um, you get with me for a topic for the next guest. All right.
Gotcha.
All right. So, oh yeah, and if y'all haven't checked out today's episode was mindset is everything. I just thought about it because I'm looking at the topics right here. Y'all, when I say I recorded that last night for y'all to hear today, and this morning I got up and my mindset was it was all messed up.
Mm-hmm.
The mindset is everything, y'all. When I be coming up with these topics, it's real life, like it's real life experience that I'm basing it off of. And when I'm trying, and when I'm encouraging y'all, I'm not gonna say trying to because I'm encouraging somebody out there. When
Mm-hmm.
I'm encouraging y'all, I'm encouraging myself first,
Hey,
and sometimes last.
that's natural though. I'm just saying.
Hey,
That's
man, when I
human.
say
That's the human thing though.
yes, when I say I thought about it when I got to work, I was like, I just released this episode about mindset is everything, and I didn't just sat up here and just started my whole day off wrong.
But think about it though. If you didn't have that off day, then that whole topic is worthless. It's not. It's not real. Like
Right.
you gotta go through it to be like to be able to talk about it. Like and
Yes.
normal.
Yes.
I think we got to normalize like it being okay.
Mm-hmm.
Like, school teachers,
Mm-hmm.
they had a bad day, but just because they had a bad day, don't mean they're not good at the subject that they're teaching. It's just they just
Yeah.
do it. Like we all have
And
a
I
bad.
said, and I said that in the episode, you're gonna have some bad days. You're gonna have some off days. Every day your mindset is not gonna be
I mean,
what
today
you
I
want
was
it
at
to
work
be.
and I'm like, I'm like, yeah. I mean, that's just what it is. But you gotta
You
see.
have some of them days. But yeah, I said that to say go check out that episode. Mindset is everything. Mindset is everything. Go check out all these topics. It's 77 episodes on there. Go and check them all.
77,000.
So, no, not 77,000. No, we ain't made that.
I'm
Hey,
messing
but we're
up.
gonna speak it in there. We're gonna speak it in there. We might get up to that. I might be about 50 before I get there, but
We'll do 50.
okay. Trusting the process.
Mm,
Trusting the process.
That's the
Yep, that's you.
that's the real one there. Trusting the process. That is big because this over here is a real process. These shoes, and that's the thing about it. Me seeing it through, and believe me, there's shoes that I had to stop halfway and just toss because it's not working out. But
Mhm.
it's been a process. But but that's the thing about it. Like seeing a product through and just knowing, just get to the finish line. Because the problem is too is like the instant gratification. And sometimes when I'm working on a show, I'm like, man, like, am I wasting my time? Like, could I be doing something else? Like, and it's hard because you're like, okay, especially if nobody's buying it and you developing it, you're like, man, like, and you're trying to see it through, even though you're like, man, I don't know what's coming from the other side. But
Mhm.
that's the wrong way to look at it because the thing is, you still got to develop something. And like with Nike, they developing shoes from 2-3 years in the back that nobody sees, but they got enough money to do other, do other stuff. But at the end of the day, they still having to trust the process because they might be spending $500,000 on this one thing, but you got to see it through until there's no more. And that's what you have to do. That's what I had to do with these. I had to like believe me when I'm telling you, like this. was not easy. It was a process. Like it took me, I mean, weeks just pull tabs, just on the
Wow.
internet every day, looking for something that was thin enough to not jam my machine up, like constant, and that's another thing, the thickness of stuff, like um having to trim the leather down, folding it over, making sure it's not too thick to
Mm.
where, because then the thread will start jamming up, then it's thread to get thin, then like the way it gets short, the distance will get short. The next thing you know, it's messing up, and now
Hmm.
the shoe up. So you got to. So it's like a lot of studying, a lot of strategy, a lot of testing, a lot of like, let me just test the material, like developing. Like this took a while. Like even the edges, making sure the edges are right. What do I put on the edges to finish it? Like even on the inside, what? So like this green leather here, normally I put a material directly to that to make it more durable. Like, but even then, you got to test it. Like I use this cloth. It's a material that's up here, like one of these, this white material. It's like what you use that, but then now I got to go back and use pigskin, like I showed you here, because the other one is not working like it should. It's like, but it's developing, testing, and it's easier to be like, you know what, I'm gonna just go do something else. But just seeing it through, like it takes months. Like I'm like, cut this, and then the next day I do one thing, the next day I do one thing. Like it's definitely tedious. But when I finished it, I was like, dang, I was proud. I was a proud papa because I was like,
Yeah, worth it.
this was the best thing I made. I was like, this worth it. The pain was worth it. But through the pain, I learned a lot. Like from even the toe, like what material did I put on the inside to make the toe sit up? Like
Yeah.
all of that. Like even the sole, the stitching, I hand dyed the stitching. I like you probably can't even see it, but it's like green, but it's like I hand dyed it. Like just all those little things, are like a lot.
Make that shoe.
Yeah, and then the material is soft. Like I say, for me, I put this up next Balenciaga. I put it up to because it's gonna feel better. That's a guarantee. Like that's like as a person that wears shoes, obviously we all wear shoes, and I do real comparisons. I put my shoes on and this on, and I'm an honest person. I'm like, all right, this my shoe not ready. This not. But when I wear it, I'm like, yeah, it's ready. Like because I can wear it, and I mean, like it feel like I'm about to go play basketball to be real. Because like the cushion I use is like thick and it's quality. So and honestly,
Mm.
I could probably lace those up and go play basketball. To be real, like yeah, and I would like to be real. Like I could go hooping these, yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Like if you, yeah, and it's real leather. I get it, LA. I source it in LA. Like real leather, real development. It's like the lining is top notch. So for those
That's
people that want to buy some Yeezys for $300, and I love Yeezys, but I'm just saying, like you want to buy your Yeezy, your Balenciagas. Most times you just buying the name. You want some real.
right.
I'm like, I'm like, what's it, Suge Knight? If you want some real quality, come over here. Like I said, all in the videos. If you want real quality, come over here. You know, somebody logo all on your shoes. You know,
Hey,
so
hey. Like I said, I'm gonna have to put my order in and get my payment plan set up so I
payment
can
plan.
rock some for you.
That's
Cause
good.
we all about promoting over here.
You want your feet to thank you. They come on this way.
Yeah, yeah. I definitely need some comfortable shoes. So
Yeah, no, you're gonna be good.
y'all hit them up. Y'all hit them up
You
for
put them
real.
on. Like even when I put them on, I was like, ooh. And that's just me being honest, like as a consumer.
Mhm, mhm.
So that's when I knew it was good. I'm like, all right, cool. Now I'm like they comfy. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but you had to trust the process because you could have gave up.
Oh yeah.
You had to trust that process.
Believe
So
me.
whatever it is, whatever y'all got going on out there, trust the process. It may not
Yeah,
look
just
like
see it, man.
you want it to look like right now, but keep going, keep pressing, keep pushing, keep enduring, keep persevering. All of those things, trust the process, and you just never know. Like we said
So,
earlier, you never know who's watching you. Never know.
so whoever in the comments, remember that. Just trust the process, see it
Trust the
through.
process.
You're gonna spend some money, but at the end of the day, just
Mm-hmm.
invest it, live with it. Because you're gonna go to a job, you still spending money. You spending your time, your labor. gas, you still spending money, even though it doesn't look the same on paper, but it's the same.
Mm-hmm.
You taking your body to a place, you spending 40 hours there, go home, work on your stuff, make it happen. You
Yeah.
getting too old to second guess stuff. Get it done.
Right on that. We get into a second guess. It's like make up your
No,
mind and do it.
yeah, because nobody's gonna shame you for trying to work on something, and then if they do, then don't be around. Like, like that's
It's like, get
I'm like,
them. My cousin said that's real talk.
yeah, yeah, man,
That's
get
real
it.
talk. Yeah. Get it going.
Because I
Do
also
it. Do
firmly believe, and you shouldn't work for a place harder than you work for yourself. Like you shouldn't go to a job and work so hard for them that you don't work for yourself. And I've always believed that. That's always been my thing. And then it was funny because I started hearing millionaires and people talk about it. But I always was like that. I'm like, I'm not gonna give you up. And it happens. You will. Like you'll go to a job, yeah, because you got to get up and get to them first. That's true. But it's like weekends, um, gaps of time, maybe get up early, 30 minutes, give just whatever, but just don't let your stuff die,
it.
no matter what.
Right.
And there's no excuses. People got kids, people got wives, husband, family that you like. Trust me, when I was single, I probably wasn't getting as much done now. So it just depends. Like just there's no excuses, just write it down. And trust me, it's some days where I'll be like, oh, I'm tired. And that's normal.
Mhm.
And then go to sleep and then get up the next day and get to it. Like
Yeah. Yeah.
don't fight to sleep neither, because that people don't just go to bed. Because that's one thing I learned. Don't work on them while you sleeping. Like just unless you writing something down, that's fine. Like for me, when I'm sewing and I'm sleepy, no, because I'm gonna tear up something that took me weeks to work on. So when I get sleepy, then no, I go work on the notes, or I might glue some stuff or test some stuff. But also learning yourself and knowing your pain points and what works. Like the key to all of this is awareness, writing stuff out, and just chipping away every single day, even if it's 5 minutes. Just those three things is just the key. Like know what's going on, stay aware,
Yeah.
write it out.
Write it down.
Goals like this Friday I need to finish this. Like that's it. I mean, and other than that, just keep going. If you broke and you ain't got the money, do the free stuff. Like share it on Facebook. Like share it. Like just it's always an option. Like or write it
Yeah.
out. Like when I didn't have money to make a shoe or something, I can draw them out. Then that way, when I get some money, boom, like and save it. Put it in the. If you ain't got a bank account, make an envelope and be like, all right, this is my business stuff. Put whatever you. I mean, it's no excuse. It's rough, trust me, but
Right.
it's
Right.
just you got to get. If you want to
Yeah.
get it done, then just get it done. Believe me, when people was messing up my samples that I'm paying for, I was like, you know what, I can just do this myself.
Oh well. Oh, so
Yeah.
you was working with other people first
Oh,
before you
I mean,
get
yeah.
your
First,
taste.
I had stuff made in China. The first run was good. Second run was bad, and I'm like, ooh, this ain't gonna work. And then I lost thousands of dollars on that. And then I was like, all right, I'm. It was so much to bounce back from that I was like, all right, this ain't. And then that's when I had another guy, local people. I had to make a couple pairs. Like, and then I'm like, dude, I'm like, you messing this up? What's wrong with this? And then I was like, you know what? That's when I bought this machine. And then like in the pandemic, that's what I did. I pretty much lost my job.
Mm-hmm.
Pandemic. And then I was like, all right, I'm gonna just lease the sewing machine. Got that. And then I remade my Linwood myself, made the pattern, and then from that point, pretty much to now, just redeveloping, trying to set stuff up, and then that's when I started like the sneakerheads only stuff and doing that, and then just so that's been like the last 3 years, development, growing, figuring it out, all of the ups and downs, stop and going, like so. Yeah, it's been a journey. So, but that's
Man.
just what it's been. Yeah. So
Yeah.
yeah, but I got to the point to where I was like, well, I can make these myself, and so I had to repivot again because it went from me getting somebody else to make it and then me trying to be just the creative and I'm gonna just do this part.
Yeah.
Then it went to like I ended up working at a shoe factory in like 2019. Actually, no, I started in 2018 there, and then it ended in October 2019. They had shut down, but that's where I learned more hands-on shoemaking. And then, like I said, during that end of that job, I kind of had somebody make a shoe for me. Then I was like, all right, that ain't, I spent like 650 on it, and then I'm like looking at it like, man, I could buy a machine and do all that myself. So there's like so many things I went through and getting other people to make samples, and I'm like, you know what? And that's when the belief came more. Like, all right, look, you got to believe that you can get this done. You know you can get it done. Believe it, and then that's what happened. I was like, all right, I'm gonna have to just do it
Do it.
this way and get it done. So
Mm-hmm.
gotta see it,
That
believe
goes to
it, do it.
one of the episodes I did. I called it the 3 F's.
Mm-hmm.
Figure it out,
Yep.
focus,
Yep.
finish. Figure it out, focus, finish.
That part.
Because a lot of I'll speak for myself. A lot of times I would have problems just focusing on that thing in order to finish it. I'm good at starting stuff, but finishing it was a problem. So I was like, if you figure it out, focus, finish, and get it done. Like you said, stop making excuses.
A lot of
You know.
a lot of not finishing it is just fear.
Mhm.
Fear of what's
Mhm.
coming next. That's another thing too. All right, now I done finished this product. Now what do I do? That's another thing that people don't.
Right.
That's why a lot of times people can't get stuff finished because it's the fear.
Mhm. Yep.
Fear, yeah. But fear is
Fear of
good.
failure,
Fear,
fear of success, fear of this might actually work. Definitely,
I've been there with
definitely.
all those fear of success. But what drives me more than fear of success is fear of failure.
Right.
Because man, that's where I'm like, dude, like when I'm laying down at night, that's where I'm like, nah, man, I ain't going out like this. Yeah. Even
Right. Right.
when I was like, I'm gonna make this work. I'm like, yeah.
Yeah.
Just gotta keep chipping
Oh
away.
yeah. Yeah. So I hope that this is helping somebody out there, that is inspiring somebody to, stop making excuses. Go do it. Just do it. Just do it.
Everybody
Trust
goes
the
through it, man.
process.
I've been around big people that you think got it made. Everybody going through it. They just going through it on different levels. This
Oh
rich
yeah.
person, this A-lister is in the room with 40 other A-listers, and he could be insecure as well because he's like, man, I gotta get to this person. Everybody going through it, man. Just make your stuff. Just
Just
don't
make.
die with stuff unfulfilled, man. Like get some stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You don't want to be that old
I'm
man.
working on myself.
Hmm?
I'm like, I said that's why I'm working on myself. I got books that need to be finished. Books that need to be finished. Definitely books.
So then
So
write
I've
the
been
game.
working on it more this year, so I can get out there and get it done.
Did you give yourself a timeline?
I did give myself a timeline. I'm not gonna make that first timeline. I'm gonna make a more realistic timeline though.
Yeah. Yeah. Make a realistic one and then squeeze a little bit
Yes,
to get.
yes,
Sometimes you need that pressure too, because like if it, it's like
yes.
something I
But it
learned.
has gotten me back writing,
Yeah.
so that's definitely good. So yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So y'all get it going. Stay motivated. Keep
Stay
pushing.
hustling.
Keep going. Trust the process. Trust the process.
Because just remember, a
So
job is gonna love to take all your energy. They're gonna be like, "Come on, work for,"
man,
which is
gonna be
natural. With that being said, just get your stuff done.
yes, yes. I mean, because we all gotta make money. We all gotta live. We all gotta pay bills.
Hmm.
But don't forget yourself.
Just work on you.
Yes, because that's what I've been trying. I've been motivating myself. I'm like, I will not be at this job for the rest of my life. Number one, number two, y'all not about to get all of my energy.
Right? Because they gonna take it.
They're being like just draining energy. I'm like, no, nope. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yes. All right. So we are winding down to the last of the show. We've said all our inspiration that we're gonna do tonight. Y'all remember check out that website. Get your custom shoes in. Get your
All
custom shoes in. I'm gonna
Yep.
tell my
Inbox.
husband as soon as I get off this show, I'm like, I need to put it in order.
Let's get it, man.
I need to put it in order. Y'all get them orders in. Support ShaneLawsonBrand.com and give them some work, throw them some work,
Yep. Throw
throw
it
them
to
that
me.
work.
Throw it.
Yes, yes. And
Yep.
remember, check out the podcast if you haven't already. If you're just tuning in for the first time, welcome. And I hope that I will see you again next week, same time, 9 p.m. Central Time. I'm trying to think who's next. I'll let y'all guess on the next guest. because I think they want me to keep it kind of a secret. But we will be back here Facebook Live and YouTube Live 9 p.m. Central Time, same place. Remember, if you want bookmarks, journals, calendars, get with me in the inbox. Support
Nah,
the podcast. If you'd like to financially give to the podcast, check
get him
out
ties
the
and
link
offers.
on your screen. I'm done getting tithes and offering. Nah. Look, we already had the announcement. Now
That's
we're
that
gonna do the
later
tithes
round.
and offering. I'm done with you.
That's that
But
later.
yes, if you would like to financially give to the podcast, anything helps. We're just getting this out to the world more, mainly advertising and marketing. Tips Tuesdays, um, Cash App tag or whatever you'll see right there at the bottom of your screen. So if you want to give, give. Oh, all right. You got anything else you want to say before we go out?
No, that's it. Just make sure when you lay down at night, you worked hard. You got something
Make
done.
sure you work hard.
That's it. Just shit, we don't want to leave this world with no stone unturned. So just keep
No.
chipping away, man. Enjoy the process and hustle. That's
He
it.
said, hey man, enjoy the process and the hustle.
Yeah, try to enjoy the process. Like, yeah, some days it's rough, but yeah, let's get it. Let's just get it, man. Like Young Jeezy said, let's get it.
Yeah. All right. Y'all have a great evening. Thanks again, Shane, for being on the show.
Having me. I
And
appreciate it.
you said what?
I appreciate it. Thank you for having me.
Yes, yes. Maybe on one of these future shows, I have my shoes. I'm gonna rock my shoes and all that.
Hey, let's get it.
Yes. All right. So y'all have a good night. We are out. A little motivation.